Indeed, I was their tutor to instruct them. That coddling spirit had they from their mother, as sure a card as ever won the set. That bloody mind, I think they learned of me, as true a dog as ever fought at head. Well, let my deeds be witness of my worth. I trained thy brethren to that guileful hole where the dead corpse of Bassianus lay. I wrote the letter thy father found and hid the gold within the letter mentioned, confederate with the queen and her 2 sons. And what not done that thou hast cause to rue, wherein I had no stroke of mischief in it? I played the cheater for thy father's hand, and when I had it, drew myself apart, and almost broke my heart with extreme laughter. I pried me through the crevice of a wall, when, for his hand, he had his 2 sons' heads, beheld his tears, and laughed so heartily that both mine eyes were rainy like to his. And when I told the empress of this sport, she swooned almost at my pleasing tale, and for my tidings gave me 20 kisses. Aye, that I had not done 1,000 more. Even now I curse the day, and yet I think few come within the compass of my curse, wherein I did not some notorious ill as kill a man or else devise his death, ravish a maid or plot the way to do it, accuse some innocent and forswear myself, set deadly enmity between 2 friends, make poor men's cattle, break their necks, set fire to barns and haystacks in the night, and bid the owners quench them with their tears. Oft have I digged dead men from their graves and stood them upright at their dear friends' doors, even as their sorrows almost were forgot. And on their skins, as on the bark of trees, have carved with my knife in Roman letters, "Let not your sorrow die, though I am dead." Tut, I have done 1,000 dreadful things, as willingly as one would kill a fly. Yet nothing grieves me heartily indeed, but that I cannot do 10,000 more. What was his name? I said, what was his name, Lucius? See, it's funny. I've heard you tell this story at least 1,000 times, and I just realized today that you've never used my dad's name, so let's hear it. I know you know it's not the Moor, it's Aaron. But again and again, all I ever hear is the Moor, every single day. Sometimes I think you remember my dad more for being a Moor than for anything he ever did. Here's the thing, Lucius. My dad's a Moor, not the Moor. And he's sure as hell not me. Bet you hoped he was, though, right? Maybe you thought that if you looked at me like I was a thief before I ever stole a single coin, then one day I'd prove you right. Or maybe I'd be so scared of being called one that I'd never be able to stand up for myself. Either way, it's a win for you, isn't it? Either you make another Aaron a monster you breed through fear and distrust, or you get me. Someone so desperate not to be looked at like a criminal that I'll keep my head down and my mouth shut just to make it through the day. You let my father's deeds be witness of his worth. Why won't you do the same for me? Is it because the part of me that's black really is so base a hue? Or does just enough of me resemble you to make you feel uncomfortable? When you look at me, what do you see? Is it really just my dad? Do you see my mother at all? Aaron's my father, but I've still got the blood of a queen running through my veins. Not that anyone seems to care. Of course. Not even the people who swore they'd die for her. Bet you didn't know I ran away last night. Yeah, I slipped away for 3 hours and you were none the wiser. I made it all the way to the docks and all I could see was blue. I could have been free. I came back because I realized something. Where would I go? Timor's people won't accept me because I'm the son of a black man, and I couldn't go back to Aaron's home even if I knew where that was. I don't know anything about the language or the people. I don't know if they'd accept me as even half theirs. I've got the ancestry of 2 continents, but I don't have one place to call home. I need a place to call home. Somewhere I can be looked at not just as the son of a Moor, but a man with a name no different from any other. Why can't this be it, Lucius? I was born here, just like you. I lived my whole life here, just like you. It's all I have, and so I love it, just like you. Why is that not enough? Why is it that I've done 1,000 good deeds here, and all you do is curse me for not doing 10,000 more?
To bait fish withal, if it would feed nothing else, it will feed my revenge. He has hindered and disgraced me 500,000, laughed at my losses, mocked at my gains, scorned my nations, thwarted my bargains, heated my enemies, cooled my friends, and what's his reason? I am a Jew. Hath not a Jew eyes? Hath not a Jew hands, senses, dimensions, affections, passions? Fed with the same food, hurt with the same weapons, subject to the same diseases, warmed and cooled by the same means as winter and summer as a Christian is. If you prick us, do we not bleed? If you tickle us, do we not laugh? And if you wrong us, do we not revenge? If we are like you in that, we shall resemble you with the rest. If a Jew wrong a Christian, what is his humility? Revenge. If a Christian wrong a Jew, what should his sufferance be by Christian example? Why, revenge! The villainy you teach me, I will execute, and it shall go hard, but I will be better than the instructions. But Sander, didn't we get together simply because of the fact that we love each other and we couldn't care less about the color of my skin or your religion? Why are you stopping yourself from marrying me? Simply because your father said so? Because I'm not Jewish? Isn't love supposed to be colorblind and non-judgmental? Well, your father sure said a lot at his little rant that he called a speech last night. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I completely agree with him when he said that death doesn't care about your racial background or the color of your skin. And it especially doesn't care about your religious belief. Do you remember our Halloween together? We went to that party dressed up as Snow White and Prince Charming. Do you remember the horrible things that were said to me? How much harassment I faced? People were shouting, "Go back to where you belong. You're way too black to be Snow White." I was humiliated. But that was nothing compared to how scared I was the next day when I got to my locker and I found photos of myself dressing up in my costume that read Snow Nigger and a note that read, "Go back to the street so we can rape you in private, you slut." I was frozen. I couldn't move. But you took the notes, the photos, and you burned them in a trash can in the courtyard. You pulled me close and you shouted at the top of your lungs so that everyone could hear. You said how much you loved me and you couldn't care less about the color of my skin and that you loved me for me. Your love for me is boundless. Why can't your father see that as a good thing? The fact that he's going so far to take away your freedom and your decision to marry me is completely immoral of him. He shouldn't try to stand in the way of our love. Love is a feeling that we feel inside of our hearts. It is desire of wanting to be with someone regardless of what they look like or how we worship. And if you simply cannot trust the love you feel for me, then by all means, cancel the wedding. But know this, that I love you with all my heart and soul, and I will lay down my life to protect you, and I am ready to make a vow to be with you for the rest of my days. I thought you were ready for that too.
Thus do I ever make my fool my purse. For my own gained knowledge should profane, if time expend with such a snipe, but for my sport and profit. I hate the more, and it is thought abroad that twixt my sheets he has done my office. I know if not be true, but for mere suspicion in kind, I will do as if for surety. He holds me well, the better shall my purpose work on him. Cassio's a proper man, let me see now, to get his place and to plume up my will in double knavery. How? Let's see. After some time, to abuse Othello's ear that he is too familiar with his wife, he hath a person in a smooth dispose to be suspected, framed to make women false. The more is of a free and open nature that thinks men honest, but that seem to be so, and will as tenderly be led by the nose as asses are. I haven't. It is engendered. Helen night must bring this monstrous birth to the world's light. Five minutes. These were their final moments. Struggle, suffering, silence. No more. 13:12. I hate the police. These 200 days are 200 days too many. I am tired. Tired as a college student, as a member of the working class, but no level of exhaustion from a busy day compares to the level of exhaustion I have from societal ignorance, societal injustice, especially over the past 7 years of my life. The shit we had to go through alone, the talks we have to go through alone. I think of my family. I think of you. I think of you. My brothers, my sisters, how strong we are, that we matter, that Black lives matter. Keep applying pressure. To Chief of Police Iago Armin, did name matter? Because he mattered to his family, his younger brother, his elder sister, his parents, his grandmother. Because she mattered to her friends, Emma and Claire, because they will never get to go to the movies again, go to the beach, play games, have fun, because he will never see his kids again. His students, they looked up to him. And how do I explain to them that Mr. Name isn't visiting anymore? He mattered to me. So when are we free? Because there seems to be a problem when we act so free. Is this honorable? Chief of Police Iago Armin, you failed us. You in the 17th precinct failed us. This is not who you are, who you should be. This is not who you represent. You should feel ashamed. All of us here, we don't want pity. We want change. I want Name back. I want him back. I don't want any more Georges, no Amy's, no Trayvons, no Briannas, no Jacobs, no Williams, no more. No more Black lives stripped away from us. No more hashtags. We'll get the change. It's decided. It will work out. For you see, Iago, I too have a free and open nature. I too believe that men are honest. But that doesn't make me gullible or stupid. That makes me strong. It makes me believe that my voice and the voice of thousands of others will be heard. With the world's light on our side, we will end this monstrous night. Today.